It's that period again when soap operas begin filming their Christmas specials, and EastEnders icon Phil Mitchell looks set for another turbulent holiday season after the heartbreak of last year. During Christmas 2024, Phil battled with isolation and suicidal thoughts, which only worsened in the months that followed, just as Nigel Bates made his first appearance in Walford in over 2 decades. Now diagnosed with dementia, Nigel has become Phil's responsibility, with Phil determined to support him and bring purpose back into his life. Yet, it hasn't been without challenges, particularly as Nigel's condition declines and tensions rise with his wife, Julie. This December seems to promise yet more hardships for Phil. In a chat with the Daily Star, Steve McFadden revealed, "There's more heartache ahead for Phil. That's what's coming. Christmas might not be much of a celebration." Despite the heavy storylines thrown his way recently, the actor admitted he still enjoys working on the soap and feels incredibly fortunate to continue playing such a long-standing role. McFadden also picked up an NTA for his portrayal, later explaining that although his acceptance speech sparked rumours of an exit, that wasn't his intention. "When you're being reflective, it can sound like you're bowing out, but I'm not going anywhere just yet," he clarified. "It was raw emotion, and when your castmates and friends say kind words, it really gets to you." Meanwhile, Phil's son Ben will make a short return to screens, right in the middle of husband Callum Highway's secret fling with Johnny Carter. Although the pair vowed to keep their distance after Phil's recent outburst, if he discovers they've broken their pact, they'll likely regret crossing that line. EastEnders Zoe Slater delivers explosive historic bombshell to Sharon Watts in BBC iPlayer release. Zoe Slater has stunned Sharon Watts with a jaw-dropping revelation about the past in EastEnders, one that could completely reshape history and cause major ripples. Still furious with Zoe over her role in Den Watts' murder and her scheme to steal Dennis Rickman, Sharon eventually decided to call a truce. Kat Moon grew concerned when Zoe spent the night away after Kat refused to fund her search for her missing son unless she came clean. When Zoe finally returned, Kat pressed her about the father of her twins, but Zoe insisted she didn't know. Elsewhere, Sharon had a strained exchange with Phil Mitchell, leading to him taking care of their son Albie for the evening. Sharon confided in Vicky Fowler that it would have marked her 11th wedding anniversary. She admitted she still carried guilt over betraying Phil with Grant Mitchell earlier in the year. Tensions rose when Sharon reminded Vicky about the money she owed, prompting Vicky to storm out. Soon after, she and Zoe clashed in the square, hurling vicious barbs about each other's families until things turned physical. Zach Hudson ended up dragged into the chaos between Vicky and Zoe, while Zoe later sought comfort in a heartfelt talk with her ex, Anthony Truman. Zoe revealed she had given up a son at birth and was desperate to track him down, with Anthony offering sympathy. But when Anthony leaned in for a kiss, Zoe pulled back and told him to stop. Sharon, cheered slightly by a warmer moment with Phil, flew into a rage when she learned about Vicky and Zoe's altercation. She stormed into the Queen Vic to confront Zoe, only for Zoe to throw out a brutal reminder that Sharon's father Den had once manipulated her into bed. As Sharon ordered her out of Walford, Kat tried to intervene, but Zoe silenced everyone when she admitted her real motive. She needed money to find her child. "You want to know who the dad is?" she challenged. Sharon immediately dismissed the idea that Den was the father, but Zoe shot back with a devastating retort. "Not your dad, your husband. 20 years ago, Dennis Rickman slept with me. Yes, Sharon, your precious Dennis. He's the one who got me pregnant." Dennis tragically died on New Year's Eve 2005, but with Zoe giving birth in 2006, the timeline makes their fling entirely possible. With her late husband's memory now weaponized against her, how will Sharon cope with this earth-shattering revelation? Where you've seen EastEnders Jasmine star before, as fans swear they recognize her, EastEnders' mysterious newcomer Jasmine has made her big entrance in Walford this week, and viewers are already buzzing about her. The brand new character appeared for the first time in Tuesday's episode, 23rd of September, instantly making waves on Albert Square. Arriving with an air of intrigue, Jasmine stepped into Walford looking for work, but it didn't take long before she crossed paths with some of the square's biggest names. Her first stop was the Albert, the trendy bar co-run by none other than soap legend Cindy Beale. Jasmine wasted no time in asking if there were any job openings. At first, Cindy wasn't convinced and gave her the brush off. But it didn't take long for Jasmine to prove herself, winning Cindy over and earning a spot behind the bar. Not everyone, however, was thrilled by the hire. Bar manager Elaine Knight made it clear she didn't trust the newcomer, instantly creating tension between the women. With Elaine's sharp tongue and watchful eye, it looks like Jasmine may have already landed herself in her first workplace feud. But if trouble at the Albert wasn't enough, romance also started to spark, or at least attempted to, when Jasmine caught the eye of Oscar Branning. The cheeky youngster wasted no time turning on the charm and flirting with her. Unfortunately for him, Cindy was quick to intervene, warning Jasmine that Oscar was nothing but trouble. Oscar, never one to take no for an answer, tried to impress her in his own way by swiping clothes from the market as a makeshift gift, his way of convincing her to go on a date. Despite Cindy's repeated warnings for Jasmine to steer clear of Oscar, it's clear he's not about to give up anytime soon. Could Jasmine find herself drawn into yet another complicated Walford romance? Who plays Jasmine? While viewers are still getting to know Jasmine, soap fans quickly clocked that her actress looked very familiar, sparking plenty of conversation online. On an EastEnders fan group, one viewer wrote, "Why does Jasmine look so familiar? I've definitely seen her before." Another replied, "The Abfab movie," with a third confirming, "Yes, she played Safi's daughter." They're absolutely right. Jasmine is played by Indiana Donaldson Holness, who previously starred as Lola in Absolutely Fabulous the movie. Released in 2016, the hit film was the long-awaited big-screen continuation of the cult BBC comedy that originally ran between 1992 and 2012. In the movie, Indiana appeared opposite comedy icons Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley, with Julia Sawalha playing her on-screen mum, Safi. The plot followed Adina Monsoon and Patsy Stone as they accidentally knocked supermodel Kate Moss into the River Thames. Believing themselves responsible for her death, the pair caused a media frenzy before fleeing to the French Riviera in a bid to escape the fallout. Beyond Abfab, Indiana's career didn't stop there. She went on to appear in the BAFTA-winning Sky drama Save Me, which starred Lenny James. In the show, she took on the role of Jodie, the daughter of Nelson. Jodie's kidnapping became the emotional core of the series, with her father stopping at nothing to find her. With such strong acting credentials already under her belt, it's little surprise that EastEnders bosses have snapped her up for Walford. What's next for Jasmine? Jasmine's first week in Albert Square has already teased plenty of drama, clashes with Elaine, warnings from Cindy, and flirtations with Oscar, but fans are convinced there's more to her than meets the eye. Could she be hiding a secret past? Might her arrival be linked to one of Walford's families? Or is she destined to become the square's next big love interest? For now, viewers will have to keep watching to see what kind of trouble Jasmine stirs up. EastEnders continues Monday to Thursday at 7:30 p.m. on BBC One, with episodes also available from 6 a.m. the same day on BBC iPlayer.